Hey everyone, welcome to the latest episode of the Custom Lobby. I'm your host, JT, and with me, as always, is Justin. Justin, happy Game Awards season, sir.
Let's go
This
and
is
Merry Christmas. Woohoo! Happy
yeah,
holidays.
Merry Christmas, all
Dude,
happy holidays.
this
This
might be
is
the
we're
last episode before that, just so we're aware. I don't know if we'll have one more or not, but we'll see.
Yes, but if this is the last one for the year, we're ending it off with a bang. This Game Awards is, I think, easily, the best one that we've gotten since its initial inception in 2016, I believe,
Oh yeah, for
which
sure.
is kind of crazy to think about. But I've been watching this since day one. Justin's kind of coming around on it a little bit, and I can't wait to talk about it. But just a fair warning, guys. I'm really sick, or at least I was really sick yesterday. I still have kind of like a residual cough, but I think I am going back to work today. So sorry in advance if I'm coughing. I'm gonna try to mute myself. But I'm thankfully I was able to watch the Game Awards despite being ill. I was able to
We
stay
got some of
awake.
your reactions, which by the way, we
Yes,
do have a reaction video if you guys want to watch some of our takes. I didn't record all of them. Silly me, I know, but
yes.
we had some pretty funny moments in there. It was kind of fun. So,
No, it was a great time. Justin had a bunch of people watching it on our Discord server. I hopped in for a little bit because I was watching with my dad and brother. But again, I was also a little bit sick. I was a little bit sick, so I had to keep going in and out
yeah.
a little bit. But no, dude, I can't wait, guys. Let's just jump on into it. Our episode today, of course, is about all things Game Awards. We're gonna talk about the award winners and like our reactions to some of them, as well as kind of our thoughts on the show as a whole for the first part of this podcast episode. And then the second half, of course, we're going to delve into the announcements, some of our favorites, some of our not so, not so excited games that are coming out in the near future. But without further ado, Justin, take it away with the first Game Award winner.
All right. So, the first award winner we're doing game of the year last. Okay. I know it's kind of out of order, but best game direction. And at the Claire Obscure Game Awards show, the winner is, of course, for best game direction, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. We predicted this one. There's not much
Mhm.
else we can say on it. I think, there was some disappointment here for Death Stranding fans. There's been a little
Yeah,
bit of talk about it, which I totally get. Again, we prefaced this in our last episode that like every game deserved to be up here, I think.
yeah,
It's just like Claire Obscure and honestly Hades 2 were just like the standout in this category. Like I don't see it. And honestly, Split Fiction, literally everything could have taken it, but Claire Obscure just is insane. And like even the people hating on Claire Obscure right now, they're not even hating it for like the quality of the game. They're hating it for like who made it, where it came from. You know what I mean? Like that's just a testament to how good it was, in my personal opinion. There's so much projecting
yeah.
out there. It's the Game Awards, typical. Remember, guys, it's just an award show. The game of the year is still the one you think is your game. Okay, but
Yeah.
in
And
terms of the award
everyone's
show,
not going to agree.
I think this
Yeah.
was a W, honestly.
Yeah, everyone's not going to agree, but I was surprised because when I woke up this morning, I was just looking through social media a little bit. A lot of people love Death Stranding too, which is kind of a far cry from the first one if you think about it, because the first one was
The
so
second one did improve a lot,
divisive.
from
It
what I
did.
heard. So,
It did. And I didn't even hate the first one. A lot of people hated on the first one or they
mhm.
didn't see the hype, but I'm glad that Kojima Productions was able to kind of improve on what made the first one so unique and they kind of just elevated that. And I'm
Yeah,
really happy that a lot of people got to see why I really enjoyed
they could have
Death
taken it.
Stranding.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they took it. It's just, you
Yeah,
know,
it's interesting for sure.
remember the
But the
game
next,
industry picks their winners, and this
yeah,
year it wasn't Death Stranding.
the next category, best narrative, also goes to Claire Obscure Expedition
Yes.
33. Is this a surprise to you as well,
No, this
Justin?
one
Or
is not as
yeah,
surprising as the other one wasn't surprising, but this one is even less surprising. I think if this game was gonna win anything, it would have been best narrative and probably game of the year, like guaranteed. It won way more
I'm
than
kind of
that.
with
We're
you
gonna
on
get
that.
to that, but
Yeah,
we
I'm
predicted
kind of
this
with
one
you
as
on that.
well. Yeah,
Yeah,
best narrative, like it opens really strong, it continues really strong. There's a big plot twist coming up, JT. I don't know if you've seen it yet, and then the game ends really strong. It's literally a perfect narrative all the way through. So I don't
yeah.
see how.
All the characters are quite captivating, and I've talked to many people who've played a lot of these games, and the consensus were whenever people played Expedition 33, they got emotional. And it's not to say that the other games aren't emotionally
Yeah,
captivating, but the fact that everyone mentions how Expedition 33 is powerful in that sense,
especially
I
with that
think,
performance in
yeah,
Silent Hill F. Like I watched some more clips like during the show,
yeah,
and like, dude, I could see you getting emotional during that game. Like just
yeah,
just from her voice performance. We'll get to voice later. I know it's a separate award, but you
yeah.
know,
it takes a lot for me to get kind of invested emotionally into some of these characters in video games.
Yeah.
But no, I can't wait to keep going through Expedition 33. I'm making progress slowly but surely, guys. But the
Peak.
next category we got best art direction. um, okay, are you surprised by Expedition 33 winning this one as well?
Yeah, I am actually, because we
Yeah,
picked Hollow Knight Silk Song for this. I honestly thought it was going to go to Hades. I'm pretty sure we
I
said that.
voted Hades. I
Uh,
voted Hades. You voted Silk Song.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like this game, it's an Unreal game, right? It looks visually
yeah,
stunning. Clear
yeah.
Obscure. So like, yes, but it also, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying this, but it looks like Clair Obscur is beautiful. Okay, it's visually a good game. I think it deserved to be up here and nominated. Okay, I'm prefacing that. But it really does look like every other Souls-like game that's ever been made. Like all those games kind of look the same.
Boo. I'm just kidding.
Tell me I'm wrong though. Like all those games kind of visually, like their fidelity visually, they all look good, but like they all look kind of the same. Like if you put them on screen side by side to my dad, who's not a gamer, he'd be like, "Those are the same game."
No, I'm booing you jokingly because I actually can kind of see what you're saying. Because
Yeah.
if you Hades and Hollow Knight Silk Song, they look quite different from the rest of the nominees,
Yeah.
and I think in a good way, right? They're unique and they stand out. So in regards to art direction, I think one of those games should have won it. Personally speaking, I definitely see what you're saying because if I threw that up to say like my dad as well, right? I think
Yeah.
he'd be like he could mistake it for like Final Fantasy or something. You know, it's similar to stuff we've seen before.
Yeah, and your dad actually kind of does know a little bit about gaming. That's the thing, right?
Yes.
Is like art direction. You know, I think Clair
Yeah.
Obscur deserves to be up here. It obviously was very visually stunning. Lots
Yeah,
of,
very unique
again,
on its
I
own.
glazed this
Yeah.
game too, guys. But
Yeah.
I think
This is one it didn't need to win.
it could have gone to another game. That's what I'm
Correct.
saying.
And I think it deserved in this category because I love Expedition 33 as well, but I think
I
this would
feel
have been
so
one
bad for the
personally.
Soak Song guys, dude. Like
Did okay,
they,
okay. I was
but
gonna say, did they win any? Because I'm
they
trying to
did.
recall, but we are gonna
Action
go through.
adventure.
Yeah, that's right. All
Spoilers.
right. Yes. All right. The next one, best score and music. I think we all agree. I think the music for Expedition 33 should have been the winner, and it
Yep.
was.
If you watch my reaction to this, I actually went super hard for my boy Lorian, dude. I actually said by mistake that they found him on Reddit during the reaction, but they found him on SoundCloud. But still, like he was an
Yeah.
internet nobody, literally like a few hundred listens on his SoundCloud. Nobody knew who he was. Breakout hit, dude. He was up on stage all nervous and stuff and like thanking his family. I was like, dude, we put the right guy up on stage right now. This was such a W. Like, don't get me wrong, Christopher Larkin, Darren Korb, you guys did amazing in Hades 2 and Hollow Knight Silk Song. I haven't listened to the soundtrack for the other two games, but I'm sure they were fantastic. But like, dude, Lorian deserves this award. That soundtrack was incredible. I listen to it regularly. I really like orchestra music. So
Yeah. No, it was pretty epic. The opening, like it was funny because they had like the opera singers esque. You know, I don't. It was one of them was the guy, right, Lorian?
yeah.
Yeah. My parents, they just heard it in the background. They're like, "What are you listening to?" And then they just started hearing the guitar, the electric guitar solo. Like it was just so cool.
They even played one
Um,
of the songs during the show. In that
yeah,
live
and then
performance before they
every
announced
time
the game of the year. Yeah.
every time they accepted their award and the music played in the background, dude, straight up goosebumps.
Dude. Yeah, the soundtrack is amazing. Deserves this award. I don't think there's any controversy here.
Yeah, but all of
Not
them are
that
bangers though,
yeah.
because when we get to Game of the Year, usually the Game Awards have the orchestra play the music for each of the nominees, dude, and all of them sounded
Yeah, they were all
fantastic.
good.
So,
They were
yeah,
all good. It's just Lorian is like just a step above, barely a step above. Like
yeah,
he was really good. Good
tight
work,
race.
dude. I can't wait to hear.
Yeah.
He might be the next Zimmerman for fantasy RPG games. I'm just saying. Keep an eye out for this guy, dude. He's the goat. Okay.
That's awesome, man. Best audio design. I was right on this one.
Let's go.
Battlefield
Yeah, I
6
voted for it too.
won. Yeah, Battlefield 6. We both voted for it. I thought it was, I think, the clear winner. And I'm glad it won something because I didn't expect it to go away with any other awards. I don't even think it was nominated for anything. But if it
Action
were to
adventure.
maybe action, yeah. So, but I'm glad if it had to win anything, I think best audio design, I think well deserved.
Yeah, and I think it rightfully deserved this award. I don't think this was a surprise at all. You know, it's kind of hard though. I haven't played Silent Hill F. Like I said, I've only watched a little bit of gameplay of it. But like, you know,
Yeah,
horror games kind of need really good sound design. So I'm not saying Silent Hill F was bad. It's just Battlefields was
correct.
like really really good this year. Um,
Correct, and a lot of it, it's like ambience,
yeah.
for Silent Hill, like, but Battlefield, it definitely
What's
required a
really
lot.
criminal about this category though is that Arc Raiders wasn't nominated for it.
Correct, and I still agree. If that was nominated, I think that should have won.
Yeah.
But since it wasn't, I think Battlefield 6. I guess what surprised me about Battlefield 6 winning was that it is a sequel to like a long running franchise, and it's like a triple A game. Like I get some of these are triple A games, right? But the fact that it's like a Call of Duty type game where it's like a long standing franchise, and like we get these pretty often. Like I'm just glad that it came back, and it came back strong. I feel like.
Yo, I might forget to mention this, so I want to mention it now. But because you brought up AAA games, it reminded me of this. But I'm just saying, Claire Obscure, there was so much hate for this game when it came out from like the mainstream devs, and I remember Square Enix saying a year, maybe it was a year or two ago, they were like turn-based games are dead, and it's
Yeah.
like in your face, dude. It's now the most nominated game at the Game Awards and the most award-winning game at the Game Awards. Like turn-based games are not dead. Just saying. But yeah, this
Yeah.
was the year of indie games. I think next year is going to be the year of indie games as well. We'll get to that when we get to the announcements. But I just wanted to say my 2 cents on that. Sorry, Battlefield.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But I
No,
wanted to say that
I
before I
hear you.
forgot because I did hear that recently that like Square Enix said that turn-based games are dead, and lo
No,
and
that's
behold,
ridiculous.
a AAA dev being wrong again.
Yeah, and I think someone in Ubisoft said something like that too, because I saw someone on social media just saying, "Look at Ubisoft." It was so
Yeah.
funny. But
It's funny because
um,
all those guys that believed in a turn-based game left your studio and made a better game, so maybe they were right. Sorry.
yeah.
Next.
Our best performance, Justin. Who did you have for this one? Jennifer English, right?
Dude, I did vote for Jennifer English. I think she
Yeah.
did phenomenal. And dude, I'm really sorry for
Yeah.
you weren't there to defend yourself, but me and Matt were both jabbing at you for picking Troy Baker. But like, that's not to say he's a bad voice actor, but it's just Jennifer English killed it this year. She was in multiple roles. I know she only got nominated for the one, but every role she was in this year, she absolutely killed. And Claire Obscure even more so. Male is like one of the most compelling characters in the game. Honestly, just
Yeah.
it could have been
Yeah.
anybody on this list, especially Ben Starr, but I think Jennifer
Yeah.
English was deserves a sword. So
Yeah. Okay. So the only reason why I really picked Troy Baker was because he's like probably one of the most well-known voice actors in the industry, and on top of that, his performance as Indiana Jones, like he nailed like a Harrison Ford Indiana Jones like impression.
yeah,
But I knew Expedition 33 it was gonna maybe win this award because obviously there's three of them,
at
but I
least
thought
one of
maybe it
them.
would have.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought maybe it would have been Ben Starr or Charlie Cox, but I was rooting for Troy Baker because he was like one of the few that was not from the game. If there was a category for Claire Obscure to lose, this would be like kind of one of them in my opinion because there's so many of them. You could have probably just got rid of one, and maybe I wouldn't be feeling that way.
yeah, I
But
disagree.
yeah,
I think Jennifer English was the clear winner here, and that's not even to say like, oh,
yeah,
it's because I predicted it. No, I even said like during the last video we did, I was like, she had a standout performance. I know you haven't played through a lot of the game yet,
yeah.
right? So you haven't really seen her perform, but like I'm telling you, bro, you might even change your mind once you get to like the mid to
No,
the end section of
I'm
the game.
not trying. I'm not trying to shit talk any of them
Yeah,
because I think all of them deserve to be here. But I
agreed,
just thought,
agreed.
like I said, in defense of myself for last night because I didn't even know, guys. I left while this was happening. But no, just like I said, the award shows they take into account like as unfair as it is to say, but they take in sometimes their body of work or if they deserve it. Like sometimes
Yeah,
like legacy awards. Like oh this is probably the last one.
I kind of agree with that
Yeah.
because Jennifer, this isn't the first time Jennifer English has been like kind of in the spotlight for something. She won last
Yeah.
year too, didn't she?
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, I
Yeah,
think, right?
Baldur's Gate
Yeah.
3. So it's like Konatsu Kato, the reason I said like she might win it is because she was kind of a breakout hit. Nobody knew who she was. And her performance in
Yeah.
Silent Hill F, I've seen some of the clips, like, oh my gosh, dude. If you're salty that she didn't win, I totally am on your side just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she killed it. So
Yeah. They all
yeah,
did great.
it was
I
tough.
would probably not to point anyone out, but I think if someone were to not win it, I think it would be Erika Ishii.
Yeah, I think she's the
respectfully.
weakest performance on this list,
Respectfully.
respectfully.
She didn't it didn't require her to do a whole lot, and her character is very familiar to,
Yeah.
the main guy in Ghost of Tsushima,
She
but
was just
these
up
other
against
guys.
all of these
Yeah.
people that were in narrative-driven games where there's a lot of dialogue. Like, I'm sorry.
Correct, correct. There was a lot more required of each of the other guys compared to her character in Ghost of
Yeah.
Yotei. So, all respect out of all respect.
Let's move forward. We got a lot to get through. Sorry, I know
Yes.
we're both
Yeah.
kind of yapping, but that's what
Yeah,
we do.
innovation and accessibility, we didn't really
Uh,
vote for
we
that
didn't talk
one.
about this, but I did very briefly mention last episode that it would probably go to South of Midnight. So this was a surprise to
Surprise.
me.
Like,
Uh,
I listened to their speech about how they wanted to make a Doom game for all Slayers. I thought that was just really fascinating. It's different. Like, I mean, props to them for,
yeah,
allowing
BS.
other people to
I've
slay Dooms.
played Atomfall. I didn't even know it had a bunch of those accessibility features. Apparently, colorblind mode is built into the game, like by
Oh,
default.
interesting.
Like a lot of the stuff is built for color blindness, like just by like a lot of the. And now, like looking back on it visually, like yeah, a lot of the like stuff that's dangerous is like the color that it would need to be for like head. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce some of the colorblind like
Yeah, yeah.
scientific terminology, but I was like, wow, yeah, that does make sense to me that it got nominated for this because I was surprised. Um, it's like
You think
subtly
like
there, you know what I mean? It's like a post
yeah.
nuclear apocalypse, and a lot of the stuff that's like dangerous is like already color coded for color blindness. Like it was really ingenious how they did it.
Wait, do you think it's BS that Doom won?
Yeah, I think it is a little bit, but I
I don't
think
know
South
their
of Midnight and
accessibility options.
Atomfall and
Yeah, I don't know their accessibility options. I can't say yay or nay to that, but
yeah.
it's interesting because I didn't
I
think
think it had
that that
something
would
to
be.
do with like you could play the game entirely with one hand or something. Maybe I'm just
Well, that's
pulling that out
something.
of my butt. Yeah, no,
No,
it
that's
is
something.
something, but again, I didn't know enough about this award to nominate
For
anything,
sure,
so it
for
doesn't
sure.
really
And
matter to
it's
me.
and it's the same with this next category, games for impact. We didn't really know enough about each of these games.
I'm glad
South
South
of
of
Midnight
Midnight won
won.
it.
Yeah,
I did say Despelote could have taken this award too, so I
yeah.
didn't vote
I
for it,
didn't.
but
I
yeah,
never heard of any of these games except for South of Midnight, so I'm glad it won.
yeah.
And honestly, I think these two categories, this is the only time Xbox ever did anything in the show is they
Oof.
won off of their game these two games. So one of them they didn't even make; they just owned
Just
Bethesda.
JT
So
getting
there's
his
that.
Xbox jab in.
I know. Okay. All right. That's the end of that for now. Best ongoing game. We have No Man's Sky. That was what I voted for, and I'm so
Dude,
happy it
I was with
won.
you on that one because of
Yeah.
I was like, it's probably gonna be Fortnite.
Yeah.
Please don't let it be
Yeah.
Fortnite. But like, I'm
Please
glad
don't.
that No Man's Sky won it because we did vote for this together.
Yes. I'm
Um,
happy.
yeah,
I'm so
this was a
happy.
dub.
Final Fantasy 14. Everybody has always good things to say about it, but there wasn't anything like stand nothing that really stood out about Final Fantasy 14, at
Right.
least to here in the West. But No Man's Sky, every time that drops a new trailer, dude, everyone's hyped in the comments, everyone's talking about it, sharing it.
I watch
So
every
I'm
new
I'm glad it
reveal
won.
for No Man's Sky and never play it. So
Same, and I don't even play it like that, but I definitely want to get into it sometime with especially
yeah,
with all the goodwill they've done for
Sean
the
Murray
fans.
wasn't there to accept the award. He had some stuff going on, but
Yeah,
I
hopefully
really wish
everything's
I could
good
have
with
seen
him.
him on stage talking again because that dude is an he's like the most not nervous wreck on stage.
Yeah, and the guy was like, I don't know how Sean does it. It was so funny. The guy accepting the award, it was
Yeah,
great.
that was funny.
Wholesome. Best community support. Baldur's Gate 3. That was a little bit surprising to me. I'm not on the Discord, but I didn't know if they're listening to fan feedback all the time. Not really many
Yeah.
people have talked about it post-launch seemingly as
I was
much, but
surprised too, but the reason we haven't heard much about it is because the last patch was in April. That was the last patch for the game, and apparently it was huge. Like it added like 12 new classes and a whole bunch of stuff. Like it was a big update.
yeah. Oh,
So
that's cool.
like that's why it got nominated. I should have done more research for this category to be honest. Uh I think No Man's Sky could have won this award.
I
Right.
think so
Just
too. I
cuz
think that
just cuz it had
yeah.
multiple updates this year. But Baldur's
Yeah.
Gate, like it's no surprise to me now that I've looked into it. Like it was their last big patch. They fixed a lot of stuff that was still wrong with the game, added a bunch of new classes and quests and like stuff to do. So it was just and it was all free. So it's like W.
Yeah.
W Larian Studios. I think they deserve it. I think you could have had No Man's Sky win this. I think you could have had Fortnite win this one, to be honest, even though, I kind of don't like Fortnite, but that last update they just did was kind of phenomenal. And it was the first
Yeah,
time
I
I actually
voted
was like, dude, this looks amazing. Like Ready Player One in Fortnite.
yeah, they always have something crazy going on in Fortnite. I surprisingly put my vote into Final Fantasy 14 because I think it's a testament to a game's support when the fan base doesn't go insanely they don't get insanely mad at you for doing something. And I never
Yeah.
and the only time that Final Fantasy 14 ever had that was at the beginning of its life cycle, but then they turned things around and they always seem to be having goodwill. So that's why I placed my vote there, even though I don't even play Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 14. But
Not upset about this
um
category. It could have gone either way.
either way, I agree. I agree. The next category, best indie game. And then this again, this is another category for me, Justin, where I was hoping that maybe 33 wouldn't take this one
Yeah,
personally.
I agree because there was two indie game awards this year. One was for debut indie game, and one
Yeah,
was for just indie game in general. And Clair Obscur is a debut indie game,
yeah,
whereas Hades 2 and Hollow Knight Silksong are not.
or not.
So like if one of them was gonna win an indie game award, it would have been now. And
Correct.
then Clair Obscur could have won the other one. But again, like I'm kinda not surprised. It was the Clair Obscur Expedition 33 Awards, like uh,
Yeah.
I'm kind of with the community sentiment. Like it's getting a lot of awards. It deserves it, but we're kind of, I'm sure you guys have seen the award show. If you haven't, just skip ahead like 2 minutes. But when you win Game of the Year award, it kind of is a given that like you did really well in every category already. I think it's a little ridiculous that like you give them every single award and then also give them the Game of the Year award. But that's
Yeah,
just my two
unfortunately,
cents on
that's
that.
just yeah, that's just how yeah, how that's how award shows usually roll.
Yeah.
But with gaming, it's more blatant because um, I feel like it's more. We've talked about this in our predictions video, but how they lump up a lot of different types of games together in specific categories. So it's a little bit more
I
noticeable
just think it would
here,
be so
unfortunately.
much more anticipation if like the game that you thought was going to win everything wins nothing, and then you're like, oh my gosh, the only chance they have is Game of the Year, and then they win Game of the Year. You're just like, dude, this is crazy. It would make the Game of the Year award so much more special because
Yeah, man, they would have to put it in less nominations. Like
yeah,
I don't know why they put the. I get it's an indie game, but yeah, they didn't have to be in every category. Okay,
yeah, agreed.
before yeah,
This one was
next
kind of an
category.
upset for me because of the
Yeah,
there's two
me
indie
too.
game categories, and this one was it
Oh,
had the
I sorry,
chance for the sequel games.
I forgot to mention the last one I voted for Silk Song. You did too, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. This one, I am upset about this one as well. Best debut indie game. I thought that once they announced the last one, if that was the first one that was announced, I was like, okay, well, I hope 33 doesn't win this one, right? I didn't want them to win both. Um, but then
right.
when I found out the
The only
results,
reason I
right?
picked
I was like,
Dispatch here was for the same reason you did, and it's
yeah,
because Claire Obscure was probably going to win the other one,
yeah.
and we were
Well, I
like, we
thought
gotta.
Dispatch deserved it too. I think, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
Yeah. For debut indie game, I think Clair Obscur actually did deserve this one, even though I still voted for Dispatch because
yeah,
I wanted Clair
yeah.
Obscur to not run away with the whole show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I really love the story. I love the characters, and again, yeah, that's part of the reason why I also voted for Dispatch for sure. But um,
I'm not
yeah,
upset about this one as much as you though.
yeah. No, I mean, I'm only upset about it because of the last one.
Yeah.
Otherwise I would have
It's
been
because
yeah,
of the last one, yeah.
yeah, yeah. One of them they had to lose one of them, in my opinion. But that's like the dream game awards results, right? And not every award show is going to have
True.
all of our picks, right? All of our picks are going to be quite different, but um, as in terms of overall, I think they got it right for the
Don't
most
get me
part.
wrong. I'll sit here and glaze Clair Obscur all day, every day, but I can also
Yeah.
I can also be a reasonable human being.
Best mobile game. Did you vote for this one?
I did. Umu
Who did you
Musume.
pick? You did, and
I
it
called it,
won.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, and
Dude, these
I had
fans
no
are
clue.
rabid. These fans are rabid. I'm gonna talk about some real life stuff in just a moment, but like Uma Musume, I've seen clips from the anime. I've been sending clips to JT. I'm not saying you should watch it. Right? I don't recommend it.
Yeah,
I don't play the
yeah,
game, but I know there's so many memes out there of like One Punch Man compared to this. Like the fact that Uma Musume's anime is like stellar top tier animation and then One Punch
it's
Man is
criminal.
1 frame per second. Yeah, dude, it's
Criminal.
hilarious. It's actually hilarious that this mobile game is just destroying the competition everywhere it goes.
Yeah,
And like I said, the fans are they're so into this game that like it's affected the lives of the real life horses. Like a lot of them are old and like passing away now. And fans are like donating to the owners of these horses that are still caring for these horses. Right? I think I told the story last time that one
yeah,
of the horses in the game, they were donating it so much food that the horse owner had to be like, we can't, like the food's gonna go bad, stop sending us food.
yeah. That's
So
that's a wholesome
yeah,
story.
So I
Yeah,
think it
no,
deserved
that's
mobile game of the year for sure.
yeah, that was the first time I had ever heard about the game because, again, I'm not really versed in the mobile games market, but I'm glad it won, given the community story and sentiment. And then when the person accepted the award, I thought it was very wholesome too. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that one won. Best VR AR,
Oh,
I
before
didn't
we
vote
move on,
for
I
it.
actually did want to say the real life
Yeah,
controversy that I was talking about. PETA actually came out
yeah.
like when they won this award, and they were like throwing shade at Uma Musume, being like, if a horse, because like one of the girls in the game breaks her leg, and it's like a plot point, and that actually happened to the real horse, and
Wow.
like PETA was like, if a horse breaks its leg in real life, it gets put down because it can't race anymore. And it
Oh,
was like,
they're
really,
upset.
guys? It's a freaking video game.
Now, yeah, not to get in too much into the real world, but oh my gosh, it's
I'm
a
just saying,
like you said, a
like
video game.
the fans are going rabid right now, and we're not to get too much into the real life, but
Yeah,
it's kind of
it's
funny that
positive.
it's
Yeah, it's all positive
yeah.
stuff. Like there's more good that outweighs the bad in this interpretation. And it's an
Again,
anime video game.
the
Come on.
fans are in love with these horses that are at the end of their lifespan, and they're trying to give them like the life that they deserve. Like wholesome stuff is happening, and Peeta's out here focusing on the one horse that broke its leg. Like, chill the fuck out.
I know, seriously, man. Best VR AR game. We don't really do too much VR, but I'm surprised the Midnight Walk won. I'm not too familiar with it, but I have heard of the other games.
Dude,
So
I didn't even see this award get given out. I must have been in the restroom or something.
I must have missed it too, because I was telling Justin earlier that I didn't watch the pre-show, but I did watch it this morning. I was sick, so I was kind of in and out of it. And I woke up just in time for the Game Awards to start. But they had some good stuff at the pre-show, but I definitely don't even recall seeing this one there. So
Yeah.
yeah, who knows? But the next one, Best Action Game. I voted for Battlefield 6. Who did you vote for?
I voted for Battlefield 6, and I remember being like really like not convinced of anything on this list. I
Correct.
mentioned
Correct.
Shinobi Art of Vengeance, I mentioned Ninja Gaiden, and I mentioned Hades 2, and I talked about everything except for Doom. So
Correct.
literally, I didn't know who was gonna win this. So
Yeah.
I'm
And
glad
I'm
Hades
not.
2 took it though. I'm not mad.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. This was totally up in the air. I totally agree with you. There was no runaway favorite, I don't think. But yeah, no, pretty self-explanatory. I'm glad it won, and I'm glad Silk Song won something. So
Yeah, I think we're
yeah,
about to get to that. I don't know if it's the next category. It is.
yeah, it is the next best action adventure. Yeah, Silk
Yeah.
Song won it. I'm happy about it. I see. Is it weird? I consider it more of a platformer than action adventure because when I'm thinking of like action adventure, I'm thinking like Ghost of
Well, a
Yote
platformer can
and
be action adventure.
it can be, but like
Hollow Knight's not
I
really
used
a linear game. It's like as open world as you can get with a platformer game. Like you can go back and explore areas you've already been to, kind of thing.
yeah, but I'm just thinking like action adventure. I'm thinking narrative a lot of the time. Like I don't
Hollow
even
Knight
think
does have a
that's
narrative.
well, I mean like
It's a very long narrative too. It's the longest. It's honestly the longest narrative playtime on anything that they showed at the Game Awards.
I think it's just the how the game is like presented in like the gameplay itself. Like it just like when I'm thinking like narrative, I'm thinking of like a triple A like narrative, like the other nominations. Like I would like if someone because I used to work at GameStop, right? If someone asked me to recommend them an action adventure game, Silk Song wouldn't be the
You're
first
gonna
one
think
that would
like
come to
Far
mind.
Cry. I
Yeah,
know what you're saying.
I would think about like Far Cry. I think about Call of Duty. I would think about Ghost of Yote. I think about Indiana
But
Jones.
I
Maybe,
think that's why
yeah,
Hollow Knight Silk Song is such a great game because it's a platformer, and it also breaks the mold of like action adventure games can be platformers too. I think
true.
that's why it's like so talked about, right? Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
not a lot of there's like almost no platformers that have done what Silk Song has done. So
yeah. That's
I mean,
valid.
it's
That's
become.
valid.
I shouldn't say that because there's other games like Celeste is out there. There's also Sea
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Stars. It's becoming a thing in recent years, and Silk
But
Song just did it the
would
best.
you consider Celeste in that other game that you mentioned action adventure? Because
Yes, I would consider
see
Sea
I
of
would
Stars action adventure.
see I wouldn't. But again, that's just a debate
But
for
that's
a
not
whole
really a
nother time
platformer
because
either. It's also like it's a
side
2D.
scroller, yeah,
Yeah,
2D side scroller, right? But see, that's a whole nother debate because we talked about it in the predictions about how a lot of games get clumped together, and I think Celeste wouldn't be as much of an action adventure as Hollow Knight. Granted, I haven't played both of them, but I'm just saying from what I've seen and just from the outside eye,
yeah. I don't
personally
know.
speaking,
I think the genre is just evolving. Platformers aren't just like
there aren't just platformers. And,
puzzle games anymore. Yeah, it's the
yeah,
same thing with
yeah,
mobile games. Boomer JT. I'm just kidding. Mobile
That's fair.
Mobile
That's
games are also evolving. You know, it's just I think this is good for the genre, right? We have more good stories and games in the hands of as many people as possible. Like, yes, I know there's kind of like this blight on the mobile gaming market, the platformer market. Puzzle games get a bad rep too. But remember,
yeah.
Square Enix said turn-based games couldn't win Game of the
I
Year
know
awards.
that's
It's like
so
we're just
insane.
everything's evolving. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if platformers can be action adventure games now, like I'm excited to see what comes next. Maybe we'll get the return of text-based adventure games. Please, please bring those back.
That'd be
Anyway,
cool. That'd be cool. I'm glad it won though. Don't get me wrong.
yeah,
I'm glad it won something.
I
I
did
just
pick
I
Split Fiction here
yeah.
because again, for the same definition as you, like I kind of agree with that. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm glad
Yeah.
Hollow Knight
I
won
voted for
something.
yeah, I'm glad too. I
They got
voted for
robbed
Indiana
from other
Jones, but
categories.
yeah. No, it did. It did. But the next one, best RPG, I was hoping Kingdom Come would win this. I think both of us kind of agreed on that. It
Yeah,
was
I
more of
was
an
a little
RPG.
disappointed in this. Just because the other nominations, by the way, were just like so not
Annoying.
it. Like
Yeah.
Even Matt and Noah during our reactions were like, "How is Avowed even nominated, bro? That game was
Yeah, I know.
ass."
They
Yeah,
needed a placeholder. They needed a
yeah,
placeholder,
but
right?
there's other
And
categories with 4 picks. Like they didn't need
no,
that
I know. I
there.
know. I know.
But
I think they yeah. Yeah.
I did vote for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and like
Yeah.
I think they deserved it. I think Clair Obscur also deserves it, but like for the same argument you just made about platformers, when I think RPG, I think like player's choice, and there's
Correct.
Clair
Correct.
Obscur
I
is a
would
very
not
linear game. You're not really
Expedition
role
33 I
playing. You're
wouldn't.
like watching a
Correct.
narrative. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, I agree with you fully. I would not consider it. If someone asked me in the store, I would not
Clair Obscur
that
is
that
a
is not my
playable
game.
film, you know.
Correct.
Kingdom Come is like a true to heart RPG.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked it, but I'm not disappointed. I'm a
Correct.
little
I'm
disappointed.
not I'm a little disappointed. I'm not super mad. I'm totally with you on that. Our best fighting
I'd be
game,
criminal
I'm
to not mention this too. But if I don't mention it now, I might forget. But like when Clair Obscur won this award, or maybe it was Game of the Year, they one of the devs
spoilers.
tweeted, yeah, I already spoiled it. If you haven't seen the Game Awards yet, you're
That's
trolling.
on you. No, I'm just kidding.
It's only like more watched than the Super Bowl allegedly.
Yeah.
KCD2, one of the devs posted the dog burning meme in response to them winning an award, and I just thought that was like really petty.
Yeah, a
You
little
know,
bit
it's just a
salty
little bit of shade being thrown out there, like
for no reason. It was instead of being happy for one another,
right.
yeah, or
And
just staying silent. That's an
comparing that to
option.
Hideo Kojima, like I know he like kind of scoffed a little bit like on camera, but like just because the camera was pointed at him doesn't mean that he's like bad mouthing them in public. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and
Like
and that's
the
just
dude's
our
classy.
yeah, that's our interpretation of his reaction
Yeah.
because it was pretty quick.
He could have been excited. Yeah, it's a quick camera thing and it just stirs
Yeah,
up drama, but like it very obviously like if you're tweeting after another game wins an award, like a
come on
meme
now.
that is like, you know, like you're salty. We know you're salty.
Yeah,
Like don't
yeah,
be a good sport, okay? We all understand Clair Obscur is taking away a lot of awards at this event, but like come on.
yeah.
That
Best
just
fighting
makes
game?
people turn against you, low key.
No, for sure, for sure. Best fighting game. I'm glad. Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves won.
Yeah, I also
I don't.
voted for that.
I didn't vote for anything because I didn't know about any of these games. I just knew a bunch of them were collections. Two, two by KO or two X KO. Are you sure that's early access? Because they said a console release next year, but I didn't know if that's like the full
Yeah, that's
release
the full
for all of them.
release. It's early
Okay,
access on PC, full release for everything next year.
that's
It's early
ridiculous.
access.
But yeah. I'm glad. I hope it'll win next year.
Yeah.
Once it's a full game and if it's deserving of it. But yeah,
I
no,
pretty
this
much picked
category was
Fatal
worth.
Fury because it was the first game in like 20 something years to
Yeah,
come out for the franchise. Like I think it deserved this award, even though
yeah.
I
I'm glad
haven't
it
played
won
it.
too.
Yeah.
I'm glad too because even though I'm a big Mortal Kombat guy, it's just a collection. Same with Capcom. They probably did some nice touches, but it's
Yeah.
whatever. But best family game. I knew that a Nintendo game would win, but I was really hoping for Sonic Racing.
I was pretty
What about you?
disappointed with this one.
Yeah,
I thought
Donkey
Sonic
Kong
Racing
Bonanza.
or Mario Kart World would have taken it.
I thought so too. But I think Mario Kart does win another game, right? Or no?
Yeah, I think they won best racing.
Yeah. So it's funny they're in both categories, but yeah, no. So Donkey Kong. I mean, I don't have any young siblings or nephews or nieces or anything, but I don't hear many people singing the praises of this game. Like people were hyped for it, but I mean, I don't know.
No,
I don't
it,
know.
it definitely it definitely was like the best game on Switch 2. Don't get me wrong.
But I mean, there's not many games on Switch too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not super angry, but it's like Nintendo. I think they win out of sheer popularity, but maybe I'm just a salty
Yeah.
fanboy. But
I think this was also one of the best Donkey Kong games to come out in a while. So I don't know. It might be deserved. I just think
yeah, we don't. Yeah.
I don't play any of these games. I just heard way more about Sonic Racing than Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
Again,
same. And I've heard more about Mario Kart.
dude,
Again, yeah.
can I just say best sim strategy? That was a. I can't believe I got this right.
I'm happy you did. And I wasn't putting I believe in the predictions. I said I'm not putting Final Fantasy out of the race, but I just voted for the altars because I like the altars.
Yeah,
But
I'm
Final Fantasy is popular and it's good.
pleasantly surprised about this. Yeah,
It was a
I
tight
can't
one,
wait
I
to play
think.
it. I can't wait to play
I,
it. It's on my wish
I
list. I've been wanting to play it. Yeah.
I didn't think there was a clear runaway favorite because I heard some decent things about Jurassic World Evolution.
Hmm.
I know the altars was pretty enjoyed.
Yep.
A lot of people enjoyed it, but
Tempest Rising is the return of Form to Command and Conquer. This was
yes,
a tough
yeah,
competition right here for the sim fans. Uh,
yeah.
Civilization. Honestly, bro, I don't think you deserve to be up here. I'm pretty much the only person in the world who likes that game.
But I mean, hey, I mean, I'm glad Final Fantasy won. They're quality, usually quality.
Yeah,
So,
good stuff. Can't wait to play it.
best sports racing. I'm salty about this. I think rematch should have won. I think they did a lot of more unique stuff to the game, and it carved out its own little niche, But
Agreed.
Mario Kart, the power of Nintendo and its huge fan base and popularity of Mario Kart, it cannot be denied. So.
Well, you can only snub the AAA industry for so long before they fight back. So,
Yeah, yeah,
Claire Obscure was the runaway indie favorite, so they gotta give him
yeah,
something.
yeah. But I'm a little salty about this because I really like rematch, but I'll leave it at that. Best multiplayer Arc Raiders. I mean, there's not a whole lot to be said, but is there anything you want to add to this
Dude,
win?
even during the award show, they were like, "Who do you want to win this award?" Like before she opened it, and the crowd even was like, "Arc Raiders!" Like, and then she was like,
Heard
"Hang on,
that.
I got
I
it right
heard that.
here, Arc
Yeah,
Raiders."
yeah,
Yeah, dude, like this game, breakout hit of the year for multiplayer games. Like it deserved to be up here.
yeah.
I know a lot of people were rooting for Peak. I don't know if you were surprised by that, but like if you watch a lot of the
Where did you see
reactions to the
that?
Game
Oh, the
Awards,
reactions.
a lot of people
Oh,
were
okay.
like, Peak's gonna get it, Peak's gonna get it."
Yeah, for the record, I'm not into streamers as much as Justin, so I
Yeah.
don't know like the consensus on that, but yeah,
But like
I'm
I
glad
think it
Arc
was
Raiders.
obvious that it was Arc Raiders. I think people were also just like jiving a little bit. Peak is a really
Yeah,
good
yeah,
game.
yeah, and I want to play it sometime. There's a lot of cool
Yeah.
PC games that I could
Again,
try.
Battlefield, I don't think it deserved this award. It's another Battlefield game. It's just that, a return to form for the first time in a couple years means like, oh yeah, dude, best Battlefield ever. I don't think that's true. I think it's a
I
good
don't think that's
game,
the case either.
but it's
Yeah,
like
but it's deserved to be up here nominated. I
I
think.
don't think it deserves to be. It's just
Oh,
it's just another Battlefield.
I mean, it's the better end of the battlefields, but anyways, yeah. I mean, all right. This
No,
next one,
I don't think so. But we can move on.
yeah. The best adaptation.
Not surprised
Um, I'm not
by this.
surprised, but
I'm
a lot
glad
of people
Minecraft
were
movie didn't win.
a
Thank
lot of
you.
people were upset by this. I don't know if you saw some of the blowback. They're
Don't
like, "Yeah, the
care.
last."
Don't care about this
Yeah,
category. I hate adaptations to begin with. I'm just glad Minecraft movie didn't get it because I have no like attachments to Last of Us 2.
I I like adaptations, and I'm always rooting for them to succeed. But I mentioned this in the predictions, but I think it made some changes that are kind of worthwhile and worth exploring. Was it the best thing ever I've ever watched? No, but I think it's a pretty solid adaptation. So I'm actually not too upset by it, and I voted for it. So
I
um,
voted for it too, just out of spite. But
I'm glad Until Dawn didn't win though. That was hot garbage. Um,
honestly, anything would have been better than a Minecraft movie. But still, watch it. Okay, my
yeah,
recommendation:
I don't think
go
it's
watch it.
that bad because it at least resembles it. I get it does the fish out of water isekai. Isekai?
Yeah,
thing, right? I get that. That's kind of whatever, but
It
at least it
literally,
resembles
it
Minecraft.
literally is an isekai, bro. It's so
Yeah, yeah.
funny.
Again, it does the isekai thing, right? But again, it looks like Minecraft. It just it gets. I don't know.
It
I'm
only looks
happy.
like Minecraft. And like some of the
Yeah,
quippy Jack Black's just funny. Okay,
he's funny.
I know
Yeah,
sometimes he's
that's
not
totally true.
funny,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah. But he's
Jack Black can
mostly
be in this
he's
movie.
pretty
He's
funny.
funny. Like it's a
Yeah,
fun movie. Okay, it's
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. They did
I would take
okay.
I would take this over the Halo show any day of the week. I
Agreed.
just,
Skip.
yeah, I'm sorry. I hate the Halo show. Okay, most anticipated game, GTA 6. No surprise, but
Obvious
next year is
favorite.
shaping. Yeah, it's shaping up to be a powerhouse year, and this year was a tough year too. It was a great
Yeah.
year.
My most anticipated game is no longer GTA 6, but we'll get to that when we talk about games. We got to get moving, bro. We're 40 minutes in.
Yes,
Next,
yeah. Let's
content
get
creator
moving.
of the year.
Yeah. Did you want to briefly mention the Moist Critical thing?
Yeah, I think a lot of people. I'm actually surprised. A lot of people were actually happy Kai Cenat didn't win. A
Oh,
lot of
really?
people, yeah. There's a lot of people out there. They're like, I'm just glad Kai didn't win, and I'm like, dude, what is wrong? What's happening with Kai?
Yeah,
What the
I
heck?
didn't see any of that, but again, you're more versed in that than I am.
Yeah.
I voted for him to win because I find his stuff to be entertaining, but I don't watch any of these guys.
And
Like
Charlie was like,
anyone but me.
anyone but me. Like, yeah, I think he deserves it. Okay, like, don't get me wrong. I think he's a great guy. I actually didn't know that he had started a YouTube channel this year for gaming exclusively, so that's probably why he got nominated for this category.
Oh, it wasn't just this year, I thought.
No, it was this year. Yeah, he just started it.
Oh
That's what everybody in
wow.
the comments were saying. I was like, imagine only having your YouTube. Well, it might have been the butt end of last year, but
Okay.
they were like, basically, a lot of the comments were like, and this is fan sentiment. I could be getting this wrong. I just want to preface, but people were saying like, imagine only having a gaming channel for a year and winning content creator of the year.
Yeah.
That was like a
No, that's
big
crazy.
thing that I saw, and I was like, okay, yeah, okay, I can see it now. Because I remember my argument was like, if you're not making gaming content, you shouldn't win content creator of the year for
Yeah. Game
gaming.
Awards.
But I know a
Yeah.
lot of people were like, well, it's content creator, it's not game. You're kind of right. It's more about like the important and positive impact it literally says in the category. It's like
Yeah.
true, but you know, we have other award shows for content creation, so
Agreed.
it's like one of those
Best
things. Like the category shouldn't be content creation; it should be video games content creation. But
yeah,
you know,
specify.
that's
Best
the
esports game.
wrong with category. It's not so much Charlie's fault; he deserved it.
Yeah, I agree. Best esports game. I didn't vote for it, but
Called
Counter
it.
Strike 2.
I didn't
Yeah,
vote here.
Justin
You
called
can't
it.
see my vote here, but I did make a joke on the last episode that like Counter Strike's gonna sweep the esports category. I didn't even expect that. I just said it jokingly because it's the only one I played. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just thought it was really
Oh,
funny. I think the only one that didn't take an award was the esports gamer athlete. Yeah, League of Legends took
y-
it, but I said
yeah, League
Zaiwu
of
was gonna
Legends.
take it, but his team
Yeah.
still got the award for best team. So which is
Yeah, I'm
funny.
not too familiar with any of these. I am just a North American or San Francisco esports supporter. So,
Right.
uh, but yeah,
Zaiwu
best
is
esports team.
legendary. Like I've still heard his name, even though I don't really keep up with the sport anymore. Zaiwu's incredible, and it's funny that his team won, and he's like pictured in the team winning, but he didn't get an award. It's just kind of funny.
It, I some of these names are so weird. I don't know. That interesting gamer tags slash users. But best esports team, Team Vitality. Do you know anything about them?
These are like the most tame usernames I've ever seen, JT.
No, they're just weird. I'm not saying they're crazy or anything. They're just I don't know.
Your gamer tag is J Cool, bro.
No, that's my Discord. That's
Oh.
my Discord. Yeah, that's different. That's like my social media user,
Oh yeah.
like a long time ago.
Nah,
Um,
their names are fine. What is your
Zi-
gamer tag?
it's Judge JT.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's actually kind of cool.
It's a reference to Judge Dredd, which is like a dystopian
Yeah.
like police. Yeah. So I put some
The freaking
effort into that.
cinephile over here, bro.
Yes, cinephile. Yeah, I'm a big cinephile. But best esports team. Are you familiar with Team Vitality or no?
Yeah, it's Zaiwu's team. They're only like the best team in Counter Strike history ever.
Oh, so at least he walked away not empty-handed. So
Yeah, the team got an award.
yeah. But player's voice, Wuthering Waves. We talked about it a little bit outside of the pod, but big Asian. It's very popular in the Asian.
And it's a mobile game, so it
region.
has a lot of fans. So.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about it until earlier this year. or not that long ago actually. So, but it's
Yeah,
free to
you
play.
also
I
don't
might check
play
it
these
out.
games, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm familiar with like Asian games. Like I know Genshin Impact, Honkai
Well,
Star
Genshin
Rail, and stuff
Impact
like
and
that.
Honkai Star Rail are like the biggest, so it makes sense that you would know.
No, I'm just. Those are just a couple examples, but I know
Yeah.
about some of the other games, like that battle royale that you played too. I've heard of that because of you and
Stronova?
stuff like that.
Or not Stronova.
Yeah, it's
The
like
other,
the
I know what you're talking
maids.
about. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
Maids?
Yeah, I thought they were like Asian chick characters, and it's like a battle royale, and they drive like vehicles and stuff too. But anyways,
There's no maids in that, but I know what you're talking about. I forget.
oh,
I'm
okay.
blanking on the
I
name.
thought there were maids. Game of the year, we can go over briefly. Expedition
Yeah.
33. Not unsurprising. This was the Expedition 33 Invitational or the Expedition Awards. So
The Expedition
I'm really
Award.
happy about that.
Yeah, they deserved
But
it. I think we've talked about Claire Obscure enough. It deserved
yeah,
Game of the Year, if
it deserved
anything.
Game of the Year. But yeah, as far as the show overall, just briefly, I'm really impressed. Not a whole lot of cringe moments. People didn't take up the mic a whole lot. I could do with less of the Muppets, but
Well, actually,
I
before we move on from Claire Obscure, last thing, the director of the
yeah.
game going up on stage and being like, he thanked YouTubers, which is a big no-no in the gaming industry. Uh, there's a lot of beef between YouTubers and the games industry. So the fact that he went up there and was like, "We didn't even know how to make a game." Big shout out to all the content creators that like make YouTube tutorials on how to make video games because you guys rock. He
Oh wow.
also mentioned uh, a couple other things that I'm totally blanking on. But dude, you have a really good speech. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, they deserve Game of the Year.
No,
But
I'm glad. I'm glad
I'm just glad that they were extremely humble about it. They aren't starting any beef. They also dropped a fat content update. Like literally the moment they got the award, they were like, "By the way, we have a big update out right now to celebrate. Thank you guys, totally for free. It's not a DLC. You can go download it now." Like big W all
cool.
around, dude. Just they deserve it. By the way, the budget for this game, $10 million. They revealed that yesterday.
Yeah,
They made
that's
so
impressive.
much money, dude.
No, they
Good for
did.
them. Good
I'm
for them.
happy, dude.
Anyways,
I remember when they announced it at the Game Awards years ago, and I was really looking forward to it. Not to
yeah.
sound like what is it called?
No, but I believe you
Uh,
though, because you
yeah,
you keep up with this stuff more than I do. Like,
I
you'll
appreciate
probably be
it.
like, I can't wait till that comes out 6 years from now. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, like Star Wars Eclipse. Nobody's
yeah,
talking about it, but I still remember Star Wars
yeah.
Eclipse. I hope it
That's
comes
what you
out.
do.
But
You're not a fake fan for sure.
I appreciate you noticing. But yeah, talking about really quick, briefly, the Game Awards as a whole, they did a lot less cringe stuff. They did do a couple like live performances that connected to the game. Like they had some actors
And I think
do
those were
crazy stuff.
the cooler parts of it. It wasn't all that perfect. I know on camera it's easier to see like a lot of the stuff going on behind the scenes, but
Yeah, I think my problem with it, right? Because I do agree it is better than the Muppets, right? For
yeah.
example, it's better than a lot of the other
I
stuff.
can't
But
believe Miss Piggy was on. Every time she popped up, I was like, "Oh, time to go get a snack." Or
time to
time to
leave.
go
Time to
back.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But okay, but with the live performances, right? My thing is, what does it add to the reveal of the game? Because to me, it doesn't really add anything. It only maybe it benefits the people who are watching it live,
The
but even
divinity
then, like,
reveal was actually cool though.
you
And
think so?
so was Control. I thought that was sick too.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's all personal taste, but I was just like, man, this is so pointless. It was like when EA revealed Battlefield in that screen thing, and then they had like the destruction on the screen. It's like it doesn't do anything for
I didn't
anybody. It
record
just
our
shows the game.
reactions to like the crowd coming out, but I remember distinctly like me and Noah and Matt were all like, "Dude, are they gonna do? Is this Elder Scrolls?" Like when all the people in the peasant clothes were walking out, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
we saw the trailer start, and like I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of the people that were dressed up as characters from that trailer. So it was very intentional. Like you could definitely
Yeah.
tell they put a lot of effort into that live performance. That one in particular really stood out to me. I thought it was good.
Yeah, and also, I think the control one is pretty cool because they had that little container thing, and then they had that in the
Yeah,
trailer. So
that was
I
also
get,
cool.
yeah, it was
Definitely a
cool,
better performance than previous years.
better.
It wasn't cringe.
Yeah,
It was just like
yeah,
they definitely tried this year. You can tell. So
yeah, and the guests that they had to announce the awards were actually pretty decent. They didn't go off script, or they
dude,
didn't take up so much time. Thank God. Um,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, really
Oh,
good.
I dude. the Oscars had like the longest speech last year. Like I think Adrian Brody accepted his award, and he's like, "Don't rush me, right? Don't rush me." But then he ended up having the longest speech ever. So I'm glad that nothing like that went off the rails this time
I'll
around.
bet you they
So
were in the back room like, keep it to a minute.
yeah, I know, really. But anyways, let's move on to the announcements. Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Oh, one thing I will say, we'll get to this later, but uh, some of the performance stuff, like the music video things, that was cringe. Miss Piggy was cringe.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, it was
yeah.
just, and some of the jokes that Geoff was quipping off, I'm like, okay,
But
dude,
Jeff.
Geoff was
Yeah,
doing the Saturday Night Live bit. I say his name wrong on purpose. I said it during the reaction thing
yeah,
as
yeah,
Geoff the whole time. It's an inside joke.
Geoff. Yeah.
Geoff.
It
Yeah.
it is spelled like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
No, but yeah, I just think Mr. Wannabe Saturday Night Live, like I make fun of him because he's kind of wholesome, right? Like I'm not
He's
saying it
wholesome.
out of
Yeah, not a had a
malicious
hate or
intent.
anything.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the guy. I think he's cool, and like I'm really glad that even though I haven't really appreciated his show in the past, that like he kind of cares about video games. So
He does,
he,
dude. He does. He was there's like old clips of him defending Mass Effect when people were saying it's not for children or like it has too much like explicit stuff. He was out there defending it because he
yeah,
actually played it and he knows his stuff. And he said he put out like an opening thing where he said he doesn't usually talk about real life stuff, but he said his dad passed away recently and that the award show was for
oh,
him and that he would see it yearly. I thought that was just a really like touching tribute, like a really
yeah.
short thing. It made sense, and I think he honored his dad really well because I think it was his best show by far.
Now
So
Jeff, you guys killed it.
yeah,
Excited for the next year, and
I know, dude. But going on to
just
the
please keep
announcements,
Miss
right?
Piggy out of it. Yeah.
I know they probably need like some type of like funding or something. That's why they have
Yeah.
to keep. I don't know. I don't
Literally
know.
during the review, the last reveal for Miss Piggy, me and Noah were like, "Okay, we get it. You grew up with the Muppets. Like, oh gosh."
Yeah. But the first one that I have on here is Exodus.
All right, I'm gonna play these in the background while we talk about them.
Dude, Exodus looks awesome. They keep talking about how its former Mass Effect devs, I think, are all working on the game, along with other industry,
Yeah.
along with other industry veterans. But what really stands out to me is that this game is a third-person sci-fi game. It's a new IP. I heard they were expanding it. They want to make it into like a comic book, I think, or books or novels or something like that. Like I think they're really trying to really bank on this universe, and I'm really kind of excited to see um, how it plays out. What do you think about Exodus?
Yeah, I'm not really super hyped about it like you are. Like I didn't realize that it was former Mass Effect devs. I don't know if that's just a rumor or not, but it could be. I can see it. I think the game looks fine, but like I can't help but like just think about Mass Effect Andromeda when I look at this.
A little
And
bit.
it kind of makes me a little nervous. And when I'm watching some of the like literally the animation that I just played on screen, I know you can't see it, but the audience can. Like
Yeah.
some of it does look a little janky, a little unfinished. So, but like that doesn't like again, the Mass Effect games are also full of jank and like they're really stiff, but that doesn't take
Yeah.
away from the experience of the game at all. So like what if I'm immersed enough, can look past it. It's just when you're not playing it and you're watching a trailer of it, you're like you notice it more.
Yeah.
So
Some
I don't know.
parts look
This is a game to me
amazing.
that's like I have to
Yeah.
wait till it comes out to really like I'm probably gonna wait till other people play it. I'm not gonna pick it up until someone tells me it's good.
Yeah, it's like one of those games where it looks amazing in some shots, and some shots you're like, "Oh, I don't know if, I," because
Yeah.
in some parts it looks epic, and then other parts it kind of looks not to disrespect Split Fiction, but you know how it's kind of like an indie game, it's not as big as or not doesn't have as high of a budget as other things,
Yeah.
But with this type of a game, you would hope that there's a lot of backing to it, and I'm kind of with you, but I'm really looking forward to it because of the talent behind it, but also because I'm always looking for a new IP, like a new franchise that'll just grip me. It's been a long time since we've gotten something like that. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping this would be
And
it.
this might hold us down till the next Mass Effect. And
Yeah,
if it's just as good as like something like The Outer Worlds 2 or The Outer Worlds, like I know a lot of people say like, oh, it's just like an okay game. Like this game is okay. It's fine to just be an okay game. Like not
correct.
everything has to be Game of the Year worthy. So
Correct. I agree. I think this is the game that's trying to expand into books and novels. So if that's the case, if they're really banking on that, then I hope it's better than just okay because like
yeah,
I think that's the only way it could succeed. But I am totally in agreement with you. I hope it's just at least serviceable.
yep,
All right, the next one, Forest 3.
dude.
Justin I'll have Justin tell the story, but all I'm gonna say is he got it when everyone else was like, I don't know, man, I don't know. It was crazy.
Dude, okay, so like this one starts off, you're in a freaking spaceship, and like now that I'm watching it again, there's a lot of references to the other games in this franchise, but like we were watching it and we were like, dude, what is this? And then I just made like an offhand remark after, well, Matt made an offhand remark. He was like, "Oh, look at the tentacle monster." And literally the first thing that came to my head was, "This is the Forest 3, isn't it?" And it actually was, dude. The fact that I called it like right before the title popped up, hilarious. Like you can go watch the
Yeah,
reaction. It's
and,
included in the last video. I was like,
yeah,
yo.
it was so funny because I think I recall, if I recall it correctly, during the Discord call that we were in, I was like, "There's no way." I was like, "There's no way. It's sci-fi, right?" Because everything that we saw of the
Yeah.
forest, or everything that we know about the forest, it's not in the future. And then I think I
Yeah.
said something along the lines of, "That'd be kind of crazy if it was." And then when it popped out, everyone's like, "Oh,
Yeah. Well, the second game goes a little bit into it, but we won't. I don't want to spoil it because I want to play with you now that you
yeah."
said you haven't played it. So
Yeah, I had the games on PlayStation, but now that I'm on PC, I wanted to play it with people because I didn't have anyone to play it with.
dude,
But
yeah,
I think ideally it'd be best to play it on PC
we could
anyway.
do
So I
that
think it
after
works out.
Halo. I think it'd be perfect.
That'd be fun. But I know it takes a little bit of, there's a little bit of a learning curve, right? Because it is a survival game, right?
Yeah, you can. It's survival sandbox, but you can just go through the story without doing the survival aspect of it.
But the survival aspect does look really fun though, and
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's like it's one of
But
those
yeah,
games
no,
where like you could play it forever, but also like you can finish it if you want to.
it looks great. It
Yeah,
looks like a fun time. I've always been down to, play that. So that'd be
yeah.
cool to get into. But moving on to the next game, we have Resident Evil Requiem. I'm a big Resident Evil fan. I've watched all the movies for what it's worth, even the garbage ones. I've even played. I watched some of the anime Resident Evil movies on Netflix, and of course, I played so many of the games. I really love the remakes, two in particular. I'm working on four right now. I definitely want to beat it before Requiem, but I even like the new games in first person. But this was a big announcement because it was rumored that Leon Kennedy would be in the game, and then they show old man Leon, or an older Leon, obviously joining the fray, and he has a significant role in this game. I think larger than what some people were expecting. Um, how big are you into Resident Evil, Justin?
I'm not super caught up with like the lore, but Aaron really likes
It's
the game. Pretty much
it's
everyone I talk
complicated.
to likes the game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's complicated. To be honest with you, it is confusing as hell because there's so much happening. The games are so out of order from time to time, and the remaking games, So, but yeah, no, seeing Leon, it gave me chills. Did he give you chills? I know you're not as big as
It was
I am,
cool. It
but
was cool seeing him on screen. Yeah, like he's the
oh,
face of the franchise. So
dude, him and Chris
I even
Redfield,
went like, oh
yeah,
shit, like when he popped up. So even though I don't
right.
play, like I know.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's that big of a character. He's like always featuring in something. People are always asking about him. The fact that he's back, but with a little more gruff, right? I can't believe he's still rocking that hairstyle. But I mean, I guess that's Leon, right? You can't get rid of his hair like that. It'd be kind of disgraceful. It
Yeah.
kind of be like Dante in Devil May Cry, right? You can't just change his hair like that, no matter how old he gets. But the fact that you can play in third person and first person is a W, considering how much people love both gameplay. I think it's really fascinating. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, this one I'm curious your thoughts on, but the Street Fighter movie announcement. What did you think about that? Because Justin and I have definitely different views on the adaptations. He's not as much of a fan as I am, but what did you think about this reveal and their appearance here at the show?
The cast is stacked. We talked about that.
Yeah,
Reacting to it. I don't know. I kind of don't care.
that's it. That's all
I
you have to
really,
say.
yeah, I really don't care. I'm not like the biggest fighting game fan. I don't really mind Mortal
Yeah, yeah,
Kombat.
yeah.
Uh, if a
I
gaming
thought,
movie's gonna
yeah.
be good, it'll be a fighting one because you're just beating each other up.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I think so. So some people thought, man, they look really faithful to the game. Some people thought they look like cheap cosplay.
it does
I
look a little
mean,
bit like cheap cosplay, but
okay, so you're more leaning
yeah.
into the cheap cosplay. I am not
But
the
like
biggest Street Fighter
cheesy
guy.
movies can be good movies,
Correct, correct.
So
I, I'm not the biggest Street Fighter guy, so I like to think that it looks like a good time at the very least.
I
And
think
if you
the actor
cast
who
this
plays
guy,
Ryu is fantastic though. That was
I
like
think
the
he's
best
perfect.
cast.
And yeah, I think so. He looks like him, and he's a pretty good actor, underrated actor. I like how the cast just all showed up, and then they announced the awards, and they were pretty funny, dude. They called out the Mortal Kombat cast just randomly, Andrew Schultz. That was so funny. But yeah, no, it was cool. I hope I hope it's a good movie. Of course, I'm always rooting for these. But No Law. Did you hear anything about this before the Game Awards?
No. Let me pull up the trailer real quick. Well,
Yeah, No Law is like a cyberpunk-ish first-person shooter
wait,
where you.
no law. This is the one same devs as Ascent. I do know what this is.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. You play as he's like a former military or former law enforcement, I
Yeah,
think.
this is the Crass Chris. I don't know his name.
Okay, but it's all good. But yeah, but
Who's
it's
the
first
actor that's in
person.
it?
Oh, it's an actor.
Yeah, I thought there was an actor that was playing in the.
Oh, I'm not too sure. I only saw this trailer. I've heard about it loosely
I
before, but I
walked
didn't
away
know
from it all.
who the
Kept my hands in dirt.
who it stars. But um,
If
it's
you listen,
yeah,
if you listen to the audio, I listened to it briefly. I can't remember his name, but it's somebody. It's somebody
it's
that
someone
you'll
big.
recognize. Yeah,
Okay.
who's voicing the narrator. I can't speak.
Yeah. Oh, it might be Jude Law?
Maybe I don't know. I don't know actors' names. You would know more than me. But
Okay,
if
I just
if you knew
Googled
off
it
the
and
top of your
then
head,
Jude
yeah,
Law. Yeah, no, I just
yeah,
Googled it and I think it just says Jude Law.
yeah,
His face just popped up, but I don't know too much for sure. But that's pretty cool if that's
yeah,
the case. But yeah, first person shooter, cyberpunk-ish game where he's kind of taking the law into his own hands, hence No Law, I'm presumably. But
yeah,
I thought it looks really cool. I know it's not, I don't think it's a triple A game, but I'm really looking forward to that. I think that looks, I'm down for anything cyberpunk. But
yeah.
what about you?
Ascent is awesome, dude. And
It is
Matt
cool.
was literally
Yeah.
like, "This just looks like a cyberpunk ripoff." I was like, "Have you ever played Ascent? Like, it's literally cyberpunk." And this
Cyberpunk
might be
doesn't
set
have
in
the
the
real
same
estate.
universe.
Yeah, and it doesn't
Yeah,
have the real estate on
yeah.
Cyberpunk content.
Right, right.
So I'm glad this is coming out. This is another game. I'm sure it's a lot smaller than Cyberpunk, and that's not a bad thing. I
Yeah,
think. So I'm
be
looking
okay with
forward
that.
to
It
it.
gave me Dying Light vibes, to be honest, when I was watching it.
A little bit, a little
Yeah,
bit. Yeah, it was pretty gritty.
I'm
Okay,
excited.
I'll let you talk about this one. Arc Knight's Enfield. I'm not too familiar with it.
Yeah, so it's another mobile gotcha game, but it's also on PC. It's actually a sequel to just Arknights in general. The original game is called Arknights. It's basically set in a dystopian future. Um, like most gotcha games, 99% of gotcha games are set in a dystopian future. But so
Yeah.
what's interesting about this that you probably can't even tell from this reveal trailer is that it's this game, by the way, wasn't really a reveal. It's just that they showed a music video during this, and I want to talk about that briefly, but
Yeah.
we'll get to that after. This is a tower defense game, by the way.
Oh, it
You
is.
literally build your own little like compound, and then it's like a tower defense game, but there's also like action RPG elements. You can like run around. I'm showing the trailer right now of the base building stuff, and you can like get raided, but also a lot of the game is running around exploring the open world and then coming back to your base and gathering resources. That's more of like the mobile game aspect to it. I just
Yeah.
watched an I just watched an animal take a crap like on the game footage. Like there's animal
That's funny.
husbandry and like a bunch of yeah, it's definitely like a more there's like cozy aspects to it, and then there's also like action RPG elements like with combat and like the characters you unlock through gotcha like gambling, blah blah blah, just a typical
Oh,
thing.
interesting.
But the
Yeah.
reason why I even wanted to talk about this was actually because of the controversy during the Game Awards. Is like I guess One Republic did a music video for them, and I was like, why is this the Game Awards of like freaking music videos, bro? Like it was this game and Stupid Never Dies. Is like
Yeah.
why are
Yeah.
we doing music video trailers? And the trailer I'm showing right now is the one that's not a music video, and I think this is what they should have shown
They should have
for
just shown that.
for
Yeah.
people that were like already skeptical about these kinds of games. Show them the cool trailer, not the music video. I don't know. I thought the
Yeah.
music video was so cringe, but yeah.
I love One Republic, so I won't take any One Republic slander.
No,
Even though
they're good.
he's not slandering them. He's not slandering them. I just say I love One
Yeah.
Republic. So
They did
anytime they
they did great in Kaiju number 8. They did the ending
they
for
did
Kaiju number 8.
great.
Yeah, it was
They did
fantastic.
great in Kaiju number 8. They were also really good
Yeah.
in Top Gun Maverick because they
Yep.
just happen to do the songs for like damn near like anything.
And then
I was watching it, and then my dad was like, he's like, One Republic is a bunch of sellouts. I'm like, don't slander One Republic. They can make a theme song for whatever they like. I love them.
but yeah. This game is going to be free to play, and it's actually the first game in January that's coming out that you can play from the Game Awards. So definitely give it a
That's awesome.
shot. It's free. That's all I have to say.
Cool. Awesome.
Also,
I definitely-
the last thing
yeah.
I actually put a note here because I was gonna forget, but the dub of this game, because it's obviously, you know, subbed in Japanese first, but the dub for this game is actually going to include language variety. So like the Italian characters will speak Italian in the dub. The Japanese characters still speak Japanese. Like the Russian characters speak Russian. Like their nationality is like a big thing in Arknights from the first game. There's like a lot of splintered factions, and a lot of them are like based on their actual nationalities, like in real life. And so
Yeah,
it's really cool that the dub incorporates like when the characters are speaking Russian, they're still speaking Russian even in the dub and their subtitle. Like it's really cool. I really wish more games would do that.
that would be cool.
And I even talked about during the Game Awards like how cool it is that games are picking up more of like, you know, if a game is set in Japan, like if they're speaking English, it's like a Japanese voice actor who's speaking English. Like it's very authentic. And so
Yeah,
this game is trying to go for that authentic feel. And I think that was just like a standout thing. I wish more games would do that.
that would be cool, man.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Yeah, that'd be really cool to see that kind of come to fruition, dude. I really hope. Uh, Arknight Enfield, is that a Japanese game?
I think it's Chinese. It might be Japanese,
Chinese.
but
That's cool. Yeah,
yeah.
hopefully we see more of that, dude. That'd be great.
China kind of
Uh,
dominates the mobile gaming market. But anyway,
yeah,
I'm already on to
yeah.
the next game. I'm already playing the trailer, so.
Total War Warhammer 40K. This game had me going nuts.
We were screaming at the top of our lungs for this, dude. I knew Total War was gonna drop something else because there was rumors that like there was another game coming before Medieval 3, and people were a little skeptical because they were talking about they're pulling a Bethesda. They're gonna announce a game 5 years in advance, which is what Medieval 3 was. And so people were like, okay, so what's the damage they're gonna do? Because typically when somebody's like, okay, just so you guys know, Medieval 3 is coming out, but we got something coming before that, and people were skeptical. They were like, oh my gosh, dude, it's gonna be ass. And people were speculating like it could be another like fantasy set Total War game, like the Warhammer, fantasy
just
one.
Warhammer. Yeah.
And the last game that they made of that was like kind of mid. People didn't like it. And
Yeah,
so
Total War Warhammer 3, right?
yeah. And so when this started coming out, like who did the announcement for it? Who came out? I forget his name.
David Harbour from
Yeah.
Stranger Things and Thunderbolts.
He
Yeah.
came out and was like, a franchise near and dear to my heart. And I was like, he's gonna say Total War Warhammer 40K. And he did. And they dropped the trailer, and literally we were all going crazy. I really hope they don't butcher this. And by the way, I was like, please let us have ground and space combat. And then right at the end of the trailer, they zoom out and you see all the planets, and you're like, dude, they're doing it. And I was like, Empire at War is coming back, baby. I'm so excited for this.
It is extremely hype. It was funny because when he said near and dear to my heart, I didn't immediately assume Warhammer because I didn't know what David Harbour was really into.
He's a super Warhammer nerd. He's just like,
oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of funny you knew that. I know he was a nerd, but I was like, dude, are they somehow gonna do like Stranger Things?
Stranger Things Total War. No, but like D&D Total War would be kind of funny. But
that would have been something too. Because he's in a lot of big stuff. So I was like, oh, dude. And then when they announced Warhammer, I lost my shit because I love Warhammer.
Dude,
like,
this gameplay
like
looks amazing. Wow, I'm watching it again.
Dude, you got to watch Angry Joe's reaction. He was going nuts, and it was hilarious. I was laughing my ass off, dude. He was like making squealing noises. He was so shocked because he was expecting Medieval 3. He's like, oh, Medieval 3, right? He's like, Medieval 3, right? And then when they announced it, and then he's like, oh man, this cinematic's amazing. He's like, it'd be even better if they showed gameplay. And then they showed gameplay, and then he's like, he said this looks beautiful. I'm like, it did, dude. It looked great.
Yeah.
So
well, they said Medieval 3 is actually the next game after the one they were already working on, and people were like speculating like, what are they working on? And I literally just said it, but I'm gonna reiterate, like, they pulled a Bethesda and we're like, just so you know, the title you guys all want is coming soon, but we have something else. And there's just the fact that they didn't miss so far. Like, again, the game hasn't come out, it could be terrible, but like assuming they return to form, like
I wasn't the biggest PC guy growing up. I mentioned it earlier in the podcast, series, but I've played like World of Warcraft, City of Heroes. I played a lot of MMOs and it's some real-time strategy games like Warcraft and StarCraft, like basic Blizzard stuff, like the big things. But I definitely wanted to get into Total War. So I think I might do Total War Warhammers 1, 2, and 3 sometime. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yep.
In preparation for this, of course.
I know we're kind of pressed for time. I could talk about this for another 30 minutes, but let's move on to Divinity.
Yeah, Divinity. Um, that was surprising. I mean, someone let it slip that it was Divinity. But regardless, that was an insane trailer. What did you think about it?
Yeah, I thought the reveal was cool. The trailer was insane. We actually can't show the trailer because it's an age restricted video, and JT's not trying to get his video age restricted. But I have
Yeah, I
an
know.
article here from PC
We
Gamer.
don't want to have to censor it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I don't want to do that in post. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
No,
ridiculous.
but the trailer was sick. Larian absolutely cooked with Baldur's Gate. They're gonna go crazy with Divinity. I've watched full gameplays of Divinity 1 and 2 just because of Baldur's Gate. Like,
Yeah.
I'm super excited for this.
I want to play the first two, but I know they're big games, and they said that this is supposed to be bigger than Baldur's Gate 3, if you can
Yeah,
believe it,
this is their
which is crazy.
franchise, right? Like Baldur's Gate was kind of actually their side project. This is their big magnum opus thing that they are their original IP. They own this.
Is
Um,
this related to D&D
I
or in
think it
that
is,
universe?
but like
Yeah.
they've had this longer than Baldur's Gate. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure too. And
Yeah,
Baldur's Gate, they needed like the rights for it and stuff,
yeah.
like, so but this is their
This
own
is their
baby.
bread and
So
butter. So
yeah, it's pretty exciting. I definitely want to we should definitely go back and play those if you're ever down. But there's so
I'm
much
kind
to
of down.
play.
Yeah,
There's so much to play. All right, moving on. Control Resonant. I love Remedy games. They make some unique, experiences. I love the first Alan Wake. I played a little bit of Control. I've been meaning to beat Control and Alan Wake 2, but when they announced this, I was confused at first, not knowing it was Control because it looked so different. All of their games are just so different and unique from one another, but I love how they're in the same universe, at least a lot of them.
yeah.
And I thought this looked very prototype Infamous-ish. You know what I mean? Like I thought, like man, power fantasy.
Agreed.
You
Yeah.
got these, yeah, you got these cool weapons. You're flying around. It's like, what are they gonna do next? Something completely different than what they've done. But I'm kind of interested about it.
Mhm.
So, you haven't played any of the Remedy or Control games, have you?
No.
Okay, they're unique. They're different. They're not. They're not like they're confusing, but definitely an experience worth doing. Okay, the Tomb Raider games, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not even the biggest Tomb Raider person, but I love how it seems like it's returned to form. I don't know how much Square Enix is a part of it, but I knew they wanted to kind of revamp the series, and they did a double whammy. Were you shocked about these two games that they
Dude,
announced?
I was like, not, I didn't even notice because they transitioned it so well.
Yeah, I thought that
I'm
was
only
just
showing the
gameplay.
first trailer because I don't want
I
to like
thought it was just gameplay.
I don't
Yeah,
want
I
to
thought it was
yeah
just gameplay.
I don't want to swap
Yeah,
back and forth between the two trailers. But like
yeah,
I was just like literally my whole initial thoughts of the first game was like, okay, Laura Croft looks different. What is happening? Like I'm super confused. But again, doesn't take away too much. She's kind of like a fill-in kind of like elastic character she can be. It's kind of like James Bond, like multiple people can play her. Not a huge
yeah,
deal. But
yeah.
I was like, it looks good. It looks good. And then they didn't really do a credits roll kind of thing. They just had like it almost looked like it was like a they black screened it, they showed the name of the studio, and then they showed more. But it was actually a second trailer. And then by the end of it, we were like, wait a minute. This is Atlantis. And then Noah was like, wait, this is a second game. And then they literally said two Tomb Raider games, like both titles popped up on screen, and we were like, we're getting two Tomb Raider games. And then you could hear JT in the background be like, oh my god, because he was like 2 minutes behind. He was like, oh my god, yeah, it was
Dude,
awesome. This was
it
like
was
one of the
awesome.
This is one of the highlights of the show, and it was like the beginning of the show, almost more
Oh,
towards the beginning of the show, and it
yeah,
was fantastic.
it
What
was
a
great.
great
So
way to like respect
bring it
the
back.
OG. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure
yeah,
the one coming out next year, 26, is the
it's
Atlantis
the
one, and
remake.
that's a
Yeah,
yeah, and that's for
yeah.
the anniversary. So
Yeah, you know
super excited.
what I love about this reveal was that not only was it a surprise, but they're kind of going back to what made it seems like they kind of have a better understanding of what made Tomb Raider so cool because the three that Square Enix made, like its standalone trilogy for Xbox, right, when it was a timed exclusive, like it was okay, but it seemed very by the numbers and it was quite different from the OG Tomb
Hmm.
Raiders, but it's straight up a remake, dude. Like with like they did like the whole Resident Evil treatment. Lara Croft looks great. And I chalk up the difference looking to maybe it just
Dude,
being a cinematic.
she did that frontward
Yeah.
somersault on the bridge. I'm remembering it even without it not being on
It
screen,
was
and I was
so
like,
good.
dude, she is bad, bro.
You know, she,
I'm
she,
so
yeah,
excited.
dude, she was badass. She was bad in all sense of the words, dude. She was kicking ass, dude. She was fighting dinosaurs. She's trying to look for Atlantis. I played a little bit of the Tomb Raider games, but this is a great starting off point for people who've never
Yeah.
played. And the fact that Catalyst, I think, is a new game, right? So it's a new sequel. So Throne of Atlantis in 2026, Catalyst in 2027. That's how you do an announcement. Back to back games.
Yeah,
They planned
incredible.
that out.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was awesome. Okay, I have a question for you because you weren't there for this, but they also showed the Deadpool in Marvel Rivals thing, and they had a shot of his butt. I don't know if you've seen the clip, but I included it in the video.
Yeah, I saw it. I
Yeah.
saw the
So
trailer.
what do you
Yeah.
who has the best ass in gaming, Laura Croft or Deadpool in Marvel Rivals?
Lara Croft or Deadpool. I was gonna say Tracer and Widowmaker up there, but
Okay.
okay, come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me though? Have you seen Tracer and Widowmaker? Have you seen them?
Yeah, you just a
Tracer,
this
Tracer is
Overwatch
so
nerd.
dude. I know I am, but like honestly, that's up there too because
Come
Tracer
on,
was so
man.
dude. He was so OP that people were complaining about a pose for crying out loud. You know what I mean? They had to nerf a pose because she had a bakery, dude. She had the full bakery. But of the
You should
two
play
that you
Arknights
mentioned.
Enfield. I think you'd really enjoy the assets in that game. I'm just saying.
Of the two, though, that you asked me, I would like to say Lara Croft because Deadpool was in an animated trailer, so I got to see the full game, you know.
Dude,
But I'm gonna go with Lara Croft.
Deadpool is cheeked up. What are you talking? All right, anyway.
Yeah, I know. He's
Moving
the full
on.
bakery. But all right, we saved the best for last in terms
What?
of what we're really hyped for.
Yes. We're
Um,
starting off with the racing one.
yes, Galactic Racer. I don't know about you, Justin, but I played the hell out of Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Was it Pod Racer or just Racer? But I played it a lot. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see this expanded upon by a spiritual successor.
Yeah. I'm super hyped for this. A lot of the speeders looked really unique, like stuff I haven't seen before in the Star Wars universe. I'm a big Star Wars nerd. I'm so much of a nerd that when the next trailer we're about to watch pops up, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna tell you how I knew it was KOTOR before they said it was KOTOR. But no, like same thing. I'm watching this. I'm like, dude, I really hope I get to customize my own speeder. Like if that's in the game, like I don't even care that
As
it's a
soon as I
racing
saw them
game.
racing, dude, as soon as I saw them racing, I just shouted out, "Now this is pod racing."
Oh,
I was so
I'm
hyped,
ending
dude.
the episode right
And,
there.
and then I saw this funny comment where they're like, somehow Sebulba returned. I'm
Well,
like,
he
that's accurate, bro.
in the
That's so
novel,
funny.
he's not. It explains that he's not dead. So that's
I
actually
don't think
like
he died either because he just
yeah,
he crashed it and he was just sitting at the base of it, right? That's the last we
yeah.
saw.
That's also in the
In the movie.
extended cut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
but
Um,
in the novel, like it was already canon that he's not dead. Sorry, I'm a super geek when it comes
no,
to
you're
Star
good.
Wars.
You're good. I
So
figured as much. He
when
wasn't dead.
when
But I
he
wonder
popped
how.
up on screen, we were like, Sabala's back.
I know. I wonder how far it takes place. So it has
This is
to be at
after
the end of
after the Empire.
after
So,
yeah after episode 6. So I wonder if it's got to be before the sequels if I were to take a guess,
probably
right?
because that's they can kind of touch that area without riling up the fan base. Like the
Yeah.
Mandalorian is in that era too. So
No, agreed, man. That was so funny. But okay, let's get to the show starter, dude.
the big
Star
one.
Wars Fate of the Republic, dude.
Spoilers.
You know what was funny was that when the trailer was happening, I was like, "Oh, I wonder what this is," right? And then once you start hearing the music, and then you see the ship kind of landing, I was like, "Oh, okay, this is Star Wars, right?" A Star Wars fan would kind of get that right off the bat, right? But
Oh yeah,
what surprised me was that I thought maybe it was going to be like a re-announcement of KOTOR, or maybe it'd be a new update
like the
on
remake.
yeah, the KOTOR
Yeah,
remake, or like them talking about it now that they have more people on it now, or they were going to talk about Star Wars Eclipse, which they showed at the Game Awards years ago, and turns out it's a spiritual successor to KOTOR,
yeah,
now named FOTOR. But what did you think about the reveal?
dude. Okay, so I'm watching the trailer right now. She's exiting the ship, that she landed on, and I was like, listening to the music here. I had it in the back of my mind. It's Star Wars related, dude. It has
Yeah,
to be. And I
yeah,
didn't, dude. This is my mistake. This is the one I didn't record. I'm gonna pause it right here. This is the one I didn't record, and then literally I reacted to this, and I was like, JT, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm gonna start recording the whole rest of the show right now. I can't believe
yeah,
they showed
yeah.
this like in the beginning of the show.
At the beginning, I
I
think it's
was
funny.
going crazy.
I messaged Justin. I was like, "Are you guys recording this?" Because I originally thought you were going to just record the show itself
Yeah, I
to
should have
use it
done
as a
that, but it
B-roll.
would have been like
But
4 hours of footage, bro.
it would
But
have been 4 hours.
I was
But no,
doing
it's so
clips,
clips. That makes more sense.
And
That makes more sense. And it
I
worked out.
missed on this one.
Yeah.
I tried to clip it, but my game capture was capturing the game I was playing, not the screen. And I was like, dude, I have to put my full focus onto this game. They just dropped the biggest W in history at the beginning of the show. But so
Dude.
I saw this
Oh.
giant spaceship that was crashed, right? The one she's walking towards. And I
Yeah.
immediately thought, that's a freaking Sith ship from KOTOR. And like, I was like, it's freaking KOTOR. And like, I wish I got my reaction to that because
Yeah. Were
my
you like,
super
Duke,
my
you're like,
super nude my super nerd autism peaking right now. I saw one piece of a ship and was like, it's a Sith ship from KOTOR. We're so back.
did you were you duped when it just started out with Fate, or did you know it had to be Old Republic? Like, or because
No,
there were so many people like, oh, it's a new game, and then it showed Old Republic, and then people lost their minds. You know?
I wasn't duped once I saw the
Okay,
ship. I
that's
was
good.
like, it's KOTOR
Yeah.
related. I thought it was gonna be the remake though. So, but I guess you could call that duped. But I'm
Little bit,
happy.
a little bit. For a split second, you're like, "Oh shit, it's not KOTOR," but then it says of the Old Republic, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh
yeah.
shit,
So it's
dude."
it's
You
that
know,
same era, but it's like after
yeah,
all the main events of the game, which
correct,
literally is
correct.
perfect because it's like we're gonna get this game and then maybe get the KOTOR remakes like side by side to it. You get fully caught up on the remastered version of this game. You don't have to play a 20-year-old game. I know a lot of people don't like that, but like I'm telling you, this is the best era of Star Wars. I'm so glad people get to experience it, and I'm
Yeah,
glad that this is actually set like after the events, because you know like with Star Wars you can kind of watch stuff, play stuff out of order if the franchises are kind of made this way. So like you
yeah,
could play this, and like it's probably if they do this right, they hype up a lot of the stuff that happened in KOTOR, and then you go and play those
yeah.
games, and you're like, it's gonna bounce off of each other hopefully, and you know I'm really excited for this, but there is something I'm really worried about, and that's they didn't show a release date, and Star
Yeah,
Wars
that's
fans.
actually that's one thing I wanted to talk to you about because I saw a
Mhm.
post on Instagram as soon as I opened it up. According to Jason Schreier, very reputable games journalist, Star Wars: The Fate of the Old Republic may not release until 2030 at the earliest,
Oh my.
as Lucasfilm's games just um as they just formed, I think this year. Maybe it'll be on the PlayStation 7 in quotes. So we are gonna be waiting a little bit for this,
Yeah,
which
dude.
sucks.
So
And
Star
so
Wars games again
yeah,
that like we're still 5 years in and we still haven't gotten a Eclipse. It's just like, dude, Star Wars fans, they tease us and tease us and tease, and we get nothing, dude, except
I know.
slop.
I know. At least there's stuff on the horizon as far
Pod
as the
racing
movies
is at least coming out in
correct.
a year or
And
two.
as far as movies and shows are concerned, they are disappointing, right? Except
Yeah.
for some exceptions, right? But the games, they look beautiful, but then they either get canceled or they get delayed. So Star Wars fans, they're kind of eating well, kind of not. They're not starving like Halo fans or other fans. Like maybe even Fallout fans, right? They're not starving like that, but
We got our home
it's
cooked meals, It's like
yeah, we've got some stuff, but I'm just happy they announced it. That's part of the reason why I'm happy they kind of showed it at the beginning and maybe not at the end, because I remember at the end of the show, Jeff Keighley was talking about how he announces a lot of games that take a long time to release. So then he showed High Guard, right? And this kind of segues into the reveals that we weren't like the biggest fan of, but I understand why he kind of ended the show with High Guard because he was talking about how he
wait, are we
wants to show
starting with High
games.
Guard or doing four loop?
Oh, okay. Well, we'll do four loop, but he didn't put Star Wars at the show. He didn't put it at the end of the show because he wanted to show a game that's releasing more sooner. You know what I mean? Sooner, I
Right.
should say. So with that in mind, because a lot of people were kind of criticizing why didn't they put Star Wars until
Well,
the
no,
very end?
people were saying like the criticism was you should put something hype at the end of the show. Let's get to that when we get to High Guard. Let's talk about four
Oh,
loop
okay,
first.
but I was pleasantly surprised they started off with the show because some people were.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean about
there's
how.
nothing
Yeah,
wrong with having good
yeah.
stuff at the beginning of it. Let's talk about it when we get to High Guard because that's probably
Okay,
going to be
okay.
the one we talk about the most.
Okay, For Loop is the first game on our list that didn't quite hit as hard.
Yeah.
We loved a lot of the games that showed at the Game Awards, but For Loop is J.J. Abrams' game with some of the people behind Left 4 Dead. It's a 4-player co-op sci-fi first-person shooter, and it's
Yeah.
going to come to PlayStation and PC. But one thing that really stuck out to me was that they hyped it up because it's J.J. Abrams and Left 4 Dead, but the world didn't look super interesting to me. They looked like exosuit soldiers, like they didn't look that I don't know. The world didn't excite me, but what would you feel about this game?
Yeah, it almost like I can tell you right now that them wearing these little suits, it looks like some Stargate kind of thing where like they get put into an alternate dimension, they go and explore it, something happens, or you got to like do an objective, you come back and it's like we got the thing that we needed from this one dimension, because it looks like there's multiple different like monster types. There's one like that has like humanoid zombies, there's one that's aliens, there's one that's beasts, there's one that's sci-fi. Like I'm looking at the trailer now. It looks like a hodgepodge of a whole bunch of different things, and it looks like you're transporting into these dimensions or like spaces for an objective that you're trying to solve with your team. And I don't know.
Yeah, I
I'm kind of tired of this
yeah.
genre, man. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't mind the genre, but you gotta give me something worthwhile. Like, nothing in
yeah,
here screams like, "Oh, this looks cool," like, game from a gameplay standpoint, from a visual standpoint, from an objective standpoint, right? If you're just gonna have us do busy work, then, like, sign me off, sign me out, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So and when you announced J.J. Abrams and the guys behind Left 4 Dead, I was expecting a lot more than that. The one cool
agreed.
thing that looks kinda cool is that you're expected to die a lot, and then that kinda goes into the gameplay. If that's even, like, a thing, they kinda
Where did you
hinted
get
at
that
that.
from?
They were saying that. They were saying that
Oh,
you're supposed in the trailer, I think they were talking about how you will die, but you will learn, you'll adapt, right? They were trying to talk
oh,
about that
so
in the
it's like
trailer.
roguelike. It's like a roguelike kind of thing.
To be determined, because they were very vague on it. It's just what they were talking about in the trailer.
No,
The
that's definitely
characters.
like a main
Yeah.
staple of like roguelike games.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So it could be, but I'm just saying it could be misleading. It's just the character narration. Who knows, dude? We won't really know until they kind of delve deeper into it. But
yeah, it's another
um,
one of those games, kind of like not as bad as Exodus, but I think this game is another. I'm not picking it up until someone tells me it's good,
yeah.
and it'll
Let's move
probably
on.
just be okay.
Yeah, we'll move on a little bit quicker. Stupid Never Dies. This is an interesting game. I've never heard about it. Might be a new IP. I'm not too sure, but coming from Japan, I believe is what they said.
I think it's their
It's
first game, this studio's first game.
okay. Yeah, and it starts off with this random music video, kind of similar to the game that we mentioned earlier, Arc Knights,
Yeah.
Enfield. But it starts off with a music video. It's like animated. They're like lip syncing it to be and one person's a zombie and the other person's like a woman, and like
It's
it
giving me
had giant
teenage
statues.
angst vibes, bro. I'm just not interested.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't get the point that it served, it was just a music video and then they showed gameplay. It's like, why did we need the music video? Couldn't you have just played the music with the gameplay? But the gameplay itself looked okay.
Yeah, I think the game looked all right as well, but I
Yeah,
don't
we'll
know.
have to
It's
wait and
it's not
see.
up.
I mean,
It's not in my ballpark of something I don't even want to play. So
yeah.
we'll see. It
All
could be a
right.
good game.
Yeah, yeah.
Always rooting for the
Okay.
new studio with their breakout title.
Yeah. All right, you want to start us off with High Guard?
Yeah. So High Guard. Ugh. All right. Another hero shooter, and these guys will do. These guys. This developer will do anything but make Titanfall 3. Like, I'm so. Not only am I sick of this genre, but I'm also just kind of sick of the. Is it Respawn?
Um this is not by Respawn, but it's by former Respawn devs,
Okay, it's
which
just
was
like,
super misleading, dude.
yeah, it's just.
They were saying guys who formerly did Apex
So
Legends,
they
and then
don't
it's
have they
not
don't have that IP. It's the devs, but it's not them. Okay, yeah, because there's a
correct.
lot of
Yeah,
sentiment online that's like,
misleading. Yeah,
yeah, but still, it's just like, even without that, totally disregarding that. Okay, we'll walk away from it.
yeah, yeah,
I just don't care. I'm so tired of hero shooters.
yeah.
Concord should have been the writing on the
Like the
wall.
last of it.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, this
yeah,
genre is really tough to break out into. There's so many of these games. People already play them. Stop dropping them. There's a lot of people that are like, all right, guys, Valorant 2 is out. Time to still play Valorant 1. Like, there's still sentiment that's not even like related to the Titanfall stuff. And it's just like, dude,
yeah,
this was even Moist Critical talked about. His whole video is titled like, we gotta talk about the Game Awards situation. And he literally only talked about this game and how much of a blunder it was. And it was just like, right before this, they brought Todd Howard on stage to give the last award. And people were like, no way. We're gonna get.
the last award before the Game of the Year, by the way. Team, everybody.
Yes, sorry,
Yeah,
before the Game of the Year, but they showed him before this trailer, right? It
yeah,
was
yeah,
before
yeah,
this trailer,
yeah.
and the thing they put up on screen behind him looked like the Elder Scrolls 6 trailer screenshot that we got when they showed that freaking 7 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever. And people were like, "Oh my, we're finally gonna get Elder Scrolls 6 news." So I think people were anticipating it. They hyped it up. You know, Jeff was hyping it up. Like, this game's coming out. It's gonna be something you guys are really excited for. Blah blah blah. I forget exactly what he said, but
I didn't
and
think
then
he
they
hyped it up too badly. I didn't think he
no,
hyped it up too badly.
this
He's
was
gotten a
this
lot.
was such an
Yeah.
L for the ending of the Game Awards, bro. Like, and then
Yeah.
JT's kind of fixated on the fact that I was like, they should have showed Star Wars at the end. But my point is
No,
like,
no,
they
I'm
should
not.
have.
I'm saying there were a lot of people that were saying it should have
Yes,
been
because
ended
that was
with
the best
show.
part
Yeah.
of the show. They should have ended the show off with the best part of the show. And I understand that like that game's not coming out recently, and that's what they were trying to avoid.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
really.
Well, it would have been hype for 2030 at at the earliest. I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying. You want to end on a high note, but yeah. I mean, if they started off with something really strong like Warhammer, then maybe ended with Star
Warhammer
Wars,
could have
but
been another thing they dropped here, or the double Tomb Raider release. Like literally any other major reveal during that show could have been at the end.
yeah, but people do criticize Jeff for overhyping things, and while he does do that, explicitly recall him talking about how he's like, I actually got my hands on it. It's a lot of fun, and it's a new IP. Like that was the big takeaway I got from his
I
last.
remember
End of
when the
thing
industry
spiel.
said the same thing about Concord.
No, I know, but I mean, I don't. This game looks very mid. I mean, it's almost uninspired. They did add mounts and melee weapons for what it's worth. Will it
You're
survive?
telling me I
Who
have to do
knows?
running simulator in my hero shooter?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And they did. It was so. It seemed like they were really trying to hype it because he said it. So it wasn't just inside the game trailer itself. It's like former Respawn devs or Apex Legend devs. Even they had Jeff Keighley say that former Apex Legends devs, but it's not Respawn. So it's just guys who left, right? So it's definitely a miss. But I think overall, I can't say I'm mad about the game show. It did suck that it ended with that, but I think it's still a really good show overall.
Yeah. Overall, great show. Just a weekend.
Like, I can't believe he made that. Okay, I'm not the biggest Moist critical guy. I respect his content. I like him as a dude, but I can't believe he made a whole video ranting about that because I thought there was a lot more stuff to praise than there is to rant.
I think you
personally,
underestimate
but
how tired we are of this genre.
I know because I have more of a tolerance for
you
it myself.
you do
but
like the genre.
I
I'm not trying to like
do,
diss you,
but
but
no,
people,
yeah, yeah.
gamers are sick of this
No, I know,
slop.
and then when you don't evolve it enough, that's
Yeah.
also
It
I
literally
understand
looks
the
like
frustration.
Valorant too.
It does look like Valorant. From an artistic standpoint, from the animations of the game, itself, and then like they just had mounts, and then
Yeah.
another difference from Concord is they're able to break some walls. Like it didn't look mightily impressive, but I mean, it's not like Jeff said it's gonna change the way we look at shooters or something. At least I don't
Yeah.
recall him hyping it up like that because people criticize him for that, but he does it a lot. He does it from time to time, but I don't think it's as bad as some people. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
I just think it's a miss. I was really disappointed again. They brought Todd Howard up on stage, had the backdrop of this game behind him, and then as soon as he walked off stage, they showed this game, and I was like, bro,
yeah. Blame
again,
Xbox. Though.
another
That's
thing,
Xbox.
another thing
That's
this year that we're
Bethesda.
not getting freaking Elder Scrolls news or Fallout news. It's like, dude, do we even care anymore? I'm just so
Yeah, but I mean, I don't blame that on the Game Awards because they can only show what people are offering to show, and
Yep.
he's also talked about how he always talks about how he's like, I'm glad we're able to get them on the show. He
It's
does
just
that
the
every year.
universe. The universe hates
Yeah.
us right now, bro. It's like, of course they bring Todd Howard up there, and they showed him multiple times on camera. Like they were, it's like one of those things, like subtle, film things where it's like, if they show something a lot on screen, it's Chekhov's gun. That's how the whole thing. If you show Todd Howard's face 3 times during the show and then have him give the second to last award, you're kind of you're subconsciously telling the people watching like he's gonna give us something. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
It's just like,
but
bro,
he is a big figurehead, and also you got to take into account Xbox and Microsoft's lack of
they showed
initiative,
Hideo
man.
Kojima once, and his game was at the Game Awards.
Well, they showed him more than that. I was gonna say it was like Hideo Kojima because they showed him a couple of times, but obviously he was just in the crowd. But I don't know. I mean, I see what you're saying. It's not without merit.
Yeah.
It's Xbox and Microsoft and Bethesda. Like I'm not that surprised that they came with nothing, dude. Okay, this is a critique of the of Xbox as a whole, and it kind of fits in with this. But PlayStation had so many games. They had so many games coming out on PlayStation, coming out on coming out on PlayStation, coming out on Steam only, right? And then
Yeah.
even Nintendo had a couple of games. They had that anime game that looked really cool, and it was only on Nintendo
Oh, we
on the
didn't talk
Nintendo
about it,
Switch.
but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's in my
yeah.
reactions
Yeah,
video.
there
So.
there were a lot of games, and then Xbox was a complete no-show. The only time they showed was when South of Midnight won for
Yeah.
accessibility or whatever, and then Doom: The Dark Ages accessibility, something like that.
I think we
But my
get
point,
it. I think
yeah,
you gotta go.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but I think we
yeah.
get
No,
it.
you're totally, yeah.
Xbox is dead. Okay.
No, but
Just
I'm just saying that's why I'm not surprised. That's why but, my whole point is that I'm not surprised Bethesda was a no-show because they're pretty incompetent over there. But anyways, Justin, I'm glad we were able to talk
yeah.
about it not long after the show. Let us know what you guys think about the Game Awards in the comments, and
Yep.
we like to hear what you guys thought about the winners and the announcements. But anything else, Justin?
Nope. That's it. Hopefully we get another episode out by the end of this year. But if not, then Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. See you guys soon.
Yeah. See you guys later. Have a good
Yep.
one, guys.